last chance. No beating around the bush.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Blake Production.
Yo, what's poppin'? So we're back to the Ncbtrades crypto ETF here. So this ETF has been performing pretty good considering Bitcoin drew down like 32%. So a lot of the names drew down a lot more than that. But since October 5th, the furthest pullback we have is 17%, and that's on HUT. So it really matters on timing, honestly. Like, timing is honestly crucial. But I've noticed this. I've been paying attention to these 6 or 8 stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've been paying attention to these 8 stocks, right? And there's been so much opportunity just within these 8 stocks. Like, it's actually crazy. And I'm so grateful for that. Like, mad grateful for that. So I just wanted to, you know, like, I just want to emphasize, like, if you pay attention to the market, especially on a like daily basis, right? If you just keep track of certain things, like the opportunities present themselves to you because you get to check every day, right? So then again, that does take some effort and work. So that's why I kind of preach it. It's actually interesting. I made a poll recently about what are the best investments that you can make in your 20s, and pretty much like 90% of the poll was real estate. And I do agree heavily. Like, that's probably something, especially in Ontario, Canada, that you really want to get into as an investment, or at least start off your portfolio. But in my opinion, hands down, stocks are the best investment, in my opinion, because there's nothing out there that can really get you from like a $5,000 situation into a down payment for a house. You know what I mean? So there's not many things that could do that. And I was thinking about it the other day, like what takes some people like 5 years to save up for a down payment for a house could be done in 1 year if you trade properly and you invest smart, right? Like, the opportunities that the past 2 years that have been presented in the markets is insane. So just, you got to be adaptable, willing to learn, and like, you know, like open-minded to all the opportunity that's in front of you. Like, these two, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, like those two cryptocurrencies, like, are honestly the shit, man. The amount of like money that they've been able to provide is great. Not even that, but Glxy, Defi, HUT, Hive, right? Like, all these names, like, just awesome. So I'm gonna get into it now, right? So Bitcoin, we're around this range. I'm thinking there's 1, 2, 3 spots here. Now, I don't want to get too excited. We're in a major resistance point here, right? This has been a downtrend. We could just have another spike right back down to this range. That could very well happen. So I don't want to get too excited about this, what's happening right now. We did have a nice 2-day bounce, right? If you consider we went to 45,000, we're now like just right under 50K. So it's very interesting, right? But for the bull case here, like, there's been a lot of selling the past month, right? Since the beginning of November, we've gone down 30%. Like, and there's been like, I feel like 2 days where there's been like 10% down days, which kind of screws with people. Like, this day was massive, right? So you got to keep that in mind. Like, that ignites fear in the market. But I see some bullish divergence here on Bitcoin. And the last few times, 1, 2, it was just so fast, just boom. Within 5 days, we ripped. Within 5 days, we ripped. We break out here. Within 5 days, are we going to rip right back up? We'll have to see, right? It's interesting. So this, like, Bitcoin is what is leading these stocks. And same with Ethereum. It's helping as well. So here we have Ethereum. It's a little bit more quiet, but look at all these wicks, man. Come on, under 4K. This right here is showing me that under 4K is a steal. Look how many wicks. We come back into this range and no time. We come back right up, right up. In my opinion, we could see this at around 5K pretty soon, right? February 2022. Where are we going to be in Ethereum? Do you think we're going to be over 4,500 or under? I think we might be over. So here we go. Glxy. So this is what I'm looking for in Glxy. if you haven't heard of this pattern, it's the opposite. So the Adam and Eve pattern is when there's a V correction and then a nice round bottom, kind of like a launch pad type of pattern. But this is the opposite. We have an Eve and an Adam is what I'm thinking could happen here. We had a nice sharp pullback. Are we going to see a sharp correction to the upside if Bitcoin starts to rush? Could be. Something to pay attention to in Glxy. That would provide a massive opportunity at these ranges, right? Almost 100% trade right there. So we have DeFi here. The past month and a bit, it's been downtrending, right? Just continuing this downtrend, which I'll re-highlight again. We start from the highs, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right now, I need to see us break this point. That's what I'm paying attention to. Otherwise, I'd assume we're going to come back down again. And if you look here, we're rejecting this lower trend line now. Something to pay attention to. It doesn't mean it's going to go down, but I'm still waiting. Also, are we going to get the news if this is going to do a reverse split or not? Right? That's important as well. So I'd pay attention to this level. I want to see, are we going to break up over 313? That range is important in DeFi. Otherwise, I'd hold off. I got out of all of my DeFi once I noticed that this was a rejection up here. So I got out of all my DeFi. I think it was at 345 or something. I had another 3,000 shares. So I got rid of those. Hut, massive opportunity in Hut here, in my opinion. Like out of all the crypto names, this was at $20 and it came down as far as 53%. Like that's pretty big. And I don't know, something about this. I just really like the setup in my opinion. Yesterday went into DeFi at 971 and today got a nice bounce out of it. I think if we get continuation tomorrow, this could make a move right up to $13 by the end of the week, right? It could do that. So this right here is the Fib Retracement from the very high all the way to the low. So just paying attention to from the high to the low, what has happened here. So what I see is that the golden pocket is up here. It doesn't mean we're going to get a bounce all the way up to this resistance point. Doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen, but there's a nice opportunity here. I'd be looking for potentially this $13 range is screaming at me for some reason. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Like right over here, we might get a bounce towards that. So I'm looking for that. That's a nice play right here, in my opinion. Hive, back into this accumulation zone, right? Like, it's just so clean. Again, very similar pattern to Glxy. We have a nice rounding kind of you'd think it was going to be a cup and handle, but it looks like we might potentially get this Eve and Adam pattern depending on how this play potentially happens here. But I'd be looking for that in Hive. And Mara, what I like about Mara, right? This is why I like trend lines. Always extend them out. We have 1, 2, 3, we break over, we shoot up, and now we're back. We back test this range. Look at these 3 dojis. Come on, man. 3 dojis? Come on. This is going higher. 3 doji reversal. This is going higher. Right back into this kind of range. I like that. Like into this $32 range is nice, right? Think of this. This was at $82, man, right? Like these names just got butchered because Bitcoin went down. Like now what happens if Bitcoin rips? What's going to happen to these names, right? Like they were just worth 83 bucks. If they rip, are they going to go back up to 83? This is Mara I'm speaking of right now. But it's interesting to see these names. They're providing so much opportunity from like a trading perspective. It's insane. Bitfarms, similar, right? Right back to this trend line. Could we get a bounce right back up to this range? I don't think this is strong enough yet. This 865 range is still like sell, sell, sell. We broke up over, but lots of selling. The only thing I like is I think at these ranges, it's worth a go. We're coming all the way back down off of just 2 months consolidation, right? All of November, most of December, 50% drawdown. Coin, this lower trend line is going to be, come on, you know? Like if you day traded or swing traded this trend line, you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 wins off this, right? Depending how intricate you are with the in and outs of your trades, like this provided opportunity. Like this lower trend line is golden. I like how these dojis and like the lower wicks are coming off from this 240 range, 230 area. It's showing me that the lower prices are being rejected. That's mad bullish. You want to see that. Here we have SI, right? This is the last one. If I extend this out, look at that. This is just why I like technicals. It makes it so much easier, right? In my opinion, all this jibber jabber of what's going on in the market, it just causes a bunch of fear, which causes people to sell, right? Which provides opportunity if you look at the charts, because you could spot like up here, all this, right? Look at all these wicks. This is a clear resistance. You could have used this as a signal to, one, wait, right? If you're not in it, oh, I could wait. It looks like we're rejecting this price. It looks like it wants to come lower. Let's see what happens. Look at this lower trend line. It's like begging to get bought off of. Like resistance, 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 resistance. We break up over support. Come on, man. Support. You know? Come on. It's like those support. Come on, boy. You know? So overall, I think there's potential in these names. Just manage risk wisely. Buy in the right spots. Another thing I like about like playing and paying attention to a bunch of different stocks, they're all kind of related to each other. It's very easy to spot who's the leader, and there's just so much opportunity. Anyways, how many times did you hear the word opportunity? Anyways, whatever. That's the video. Peace.